Hello, my name is Amy O'Donnell. I'm the Director of Communications here at Texas Alliance for Life. Welcome to this week's TAL Update. We are in the home stretch of early voting in Texas. Today, in fact, is the last day to vote early. You can do that at your polling location. We have details on where your location is on our website, texasallianceforlife.org, as well as our ProLife voter guide site, which we're going to give you some information on today. That's prolifevoterguide.org. You can also vote on Tuesday, which is primary election day, Tuesday, March 1st. Before we go further into today's update, I wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what's happening in another area of our state, and that's McAllen, Texas. Across the state of Texas, we have heard that there is a lower voter turnout in general, but we're hearing a buzz from the Valley. There are a lot of people getting out to vote in the Valley. We're very excited to hear that. They are really using their voices to make a difference. So we're going to kick off to Judge Ismail Fonseca, who is running for the 13th Court of Appeals, to give us a glimpse of what's happening there in McAllen at a polling location near him.
Hi, I'm former District Court Judge Ismail Fonseca, your constitutional conservative candidate for the 13th Court of Appeals. And I'm outside a polling location in McAllen, and I'm here to urge you to get out and vote. By voting, you're giving a voice to our common values. And it's also an opportunity to teach our children the importance of participating in our democracy. My wife and I believe strongly in making sure our children understand the importance of being active participants in our community. That is why we bring them out to the polls. We make sure they participate in a march or a rally every single year, because we want to make sure that the next generation understands how important it is to exercise their right. Please make sure you get out and vote.
So one tool that Ismail can use, Judge Ismail Fonseca can use, as well as you, wherever you are watching this from in Texas, is our ProLife voter guide, which I mentioned earlier. We've mailed this to tens of thousands of Texans across our state, from the Panhandle to the Eastern Piney region, to the coastal region, to El Paso, everywhere in between. I actually took mine to vote yesterday when I went to vote, and I had an interesting experience that I want to tell you about so that you know how to handle it should you encounter the same. One of my gracious poll workers who checked me in to vote saw that I was holding this in my hand, and she asked that I put it away, thinking that it was a candidate mailer. I turned it over and I said, actually, I'm allowed to have this with me. It's a voter guide and I can take it with me to the booth when I vote. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. You can do that. And so I want to encourage you, if you get any pushback for what you have as a voter guide or a voter printout, you can take that with you to vote. You can't use your phone, but you can use a printout or a mailer listing out candidates that you want to make sure you don't miss when you let your voice be heard. Joe, why don't you tell our viewers a little bit more about how they can access our voter guide online if they weren't one of the many who received it by mail? In fact, they can even join our mailing list on there to make sure we don't miss them again in the future. So it's just a valuable tool. Why don't you tell our viewers about that?
Thank you, Amy. I'm Joe Poyman, Executive Director of Texas Alliance for Life. If you were not lucky enough to receive our pro-life voter guide in the mail, and we mailed out tens of thousands, as Amy said, across the state of Texas, you can go to the website for prolifevoterguide.org. If you go to prolifevoterguide.org, just simply type in your address, and you will get a list of endorsed candidates that you can vote for based on your address. And it works for any address in the state of Texas. You can print this and take it with you to the polls. As Amy said, it is your right to take this into the polls with you to help you vote. And it tells you so many great candidates to vote for. Governor Greg Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, and so forth, including many districts that are just particular to your region of Texas. That's prolifevoterguide.org. Do it. Now, if you are listening to this on Friday when we're taping it, get out and vote today. Polls are open, and that's based on your address and your county. You can go to prolifevoterguide.org, click on the link to your county, and it will give you all the voting location and time information. If you are listening to this after Friday, please get out and vote by Tuesday. Polls are open on Tuesday Election Day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The times, locations, and so forth are all available if you go to ProLifeVoterGuide.org and just click on your county. It's making voting so easy. And folks, we cannot pass protective pro-life laws that protect unborn babies and other innocent human life from conception to natural death without the right people in office. We cannot protect those laws in the courts without the right people in office. So we need you. Please get out and vote. ProLifeVoterGuide.org is the place to get information. Amy?
I really like how you said you want to make it simple. Our goal really is to make voting as simple as possible for you. That's why we take the time to provide you this valuable tool so that you can go to the trusted pro-life source for endorsements in the state of Texas, and that is ProLifeVoterGuide.org, and then just take that with you to vote. Simple, easy, done. Thank you for tuning in to this week's TAL Update. We look forward to seeing you again next week.